Yo guys, TechTuber here taking a real look at the iPhone 7 Plus after a few months. The iPhone 7 Plus is the best phone that Apple has to offer, but is it actually worth your money? Let's find out in this review of the iPhone 7 Plus. So starting off with the physical overview, on the right hand side of the device you can find the power on off button followed by a SIM card slot that can accept nano SIM. On the left hand side you can find the volume rockers and the LS slider, whereas on the bottom you can find two grills, out of which one is a speaker and other a microphone. You can also find a lightning port at the bottom, and yes, there is no 3.5mm audio jack. I'm not going to talk too much about it cause it has already been criticized to death. So replacing the audio jack is the lightning port itself. You get the lightning earpods to listen to music, and that's the only option. So there goes all your favorite headphones or earphones in dust, unless you would want to use the converter that's bundled with the box that will still allow you to use your favorite earphones or headphones. Frankly speaking, the removal of the headphone jack has not affected me much, and almost too many of us. Some people already use Bluetooth headsets, while some those who don't, they may stick to the lightning earpods or use the adapter instead. Now moving on. To the top, on the front you can find the 7MP front facing camera with f2.2 aperture that also has face detection autofocus HDR. And next to that is the humble addition of the secondary speaker, which we will talk about later on. On the back there lies the latest and greatest addition to the iPhones, the most significant upgrade, the dual camera lenses. Two separate sensors with its own lens, both being the 12MP shooter. With the first one, that is the first lens being a 28mm lens with f1.8 aperture that has optical image stabilization, while the second lens, that is a 56mm with f2.8 aperture, and this one does not have any optical image stabilization. The second lens is called telephoto lens by Apple. The camera does have the face detection autofocus, 2x optical zoom, dual tone LED flash, and the camera can record videos in 4K as well. On the front there's a gorgeous LED backlit IPS display with a screen size of 5.5 inches. That's a Full HD display with PPI of 401. That also seems to have a white color gamut display, about which we'll talk later on in this video. It also has ion strengthened glass and oleophobic coating for protection. And right below that is the new home button that, technically speaking, is no longer a button but a trackpad, just like the ones found on MacBook. It comes with the latest haptic engine with vibrating motor that gives you haptic clicky feedback, and this was the reason for the death of the headphone jack. And the button also doubles as a Touch ID. I'll pause the video for a second or two, allowing you to take a look at the specifications yourself. The design of the new iPhones is just like the old iPhones but with few refinements. The addition of two new colors that are the matte black and jet black, and the one that is here is a jet black, and that's a son of a gun fingerprint magnet and a scratch prone chassis. The changed position of the antenna bands is now on the top, and if the color of your iPhone is one of these blacks, then you can barely notice the antenna bands, but in other colors those kinda look odd. And I must say that this phone is a little bit slippery, so drop a case on it. You don't want to damage your valuable assets, right? And as we speak of damaging, this phone is waterproof. Yes sir, the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus are waterproof, but that doesn't mean you're going to go swimming with it. But waterproofing is a welcome gesture by Apple that was so long needed, and it's finally here. Well, there's not a major change in the display, but the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus now has a white color gamut display, meaning the display will look much more brighter and crispier with good colors than before. And yes, it does what it says. The color quality of the display is beautiful with slightly increased brightness, saturated colors, which is a little bit hard to figure out when compared to the older iPhone side by side. And those dual speakers makes watching videos or playing games on this phone a joy. You also get the second generation of the 3D touch with some new apps utilizing the feature. Earlier I didn't find it that useful, but now with the growing days it got over me and I use it often. I can easily say that this phone has one of the best dual speakers on a smartphone, no doubt. In fact, let me play a song for you. The camera of this iPhone is one of the best. The iPhone already does a great job in shooting photos, but with the addition of the telephoto lens, the experience goes to a whole new level. The iPhone 7 Plus lets you go up to 2 times magnification, making it easier for you to shoot photos or videos without even affecting the quality of the image or without cropping the image. But if you go beyond 2 times magnification, you start using the telephoto lens, and there you lose optical image stabilization. And you can notice a sudden change in the photos while changing the lenses. And also, if you're shooting a video, you shift the lens from one lens to another, there is a clear exposure change that you'll notice in the video. But all this kept aside, the pictures taken from the camera are gorgeous with good colors, good saturation, good sharpness and good bokeh. The low light performance of the camera is also good enough but not the best. I mean, it does a good job, but there's some noise visible in the photos at certain times. Is that a big deal breaker? No, it is not. And yes, how can you forget that beautiful, fantastic portrait mode? The pictures taken in this mode looks like just the photos taken from a DSLR. Almost. They look so beautiful, but keep in mind that you need to have ample amount of light for it to work properly, and you must be 2.5 meters away from the subject. The selfie camera on the other hand has been upgraded as well from 5 megapixel to 7 megapixel. It does a great job in proper lighting and outdoors. But in indoor and artificial lighting, there's slightly noise visible in the photos. This iPhone lasts forever. With my typical moderate to heavy usage, this phone lasts me the entire working day with almost 20 to 30% of juice left. It never runs out of battery. An ideal battery drain? No sir. Keep it at 95% at the night and wake up to still see it at 95%. I love the battery life on this phone. The iOS 10 experience is very good. It's very fluid, snappy and blazing fast. Most of all, what I like is the app integration that Apple does with their iPhones. Everything is so perfectly integrated that you barely notice any issues. To the very left you can find the widgets which you can change, and a quick search just above them to search the apps installed on your phone. Performance has never been an issue on this phone, no complaints, but at certain times there are some very minor lags that can be fixed with the updates. So overall, a phenomenal experience. The A10 Fusion chip also makes everything buttery smooth, and also the 3GB of RAM as well. So the question is, should you buy it? Is it worthy? Well, this phone is a monster. It's a huge two-handed phone. Some people may prefer small sized phones, so for them iPhone 7 is an option. But if you're a person who likes to watch videos, also if you want some longer battery life and you want to do some photography with those dual lenses, then this is the one that I would recommend you hands down. So if you want the best iPhone, then this 7 Plus is the way to go. Of course, with a word in your pocket. So folks, that was it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more tech videos like this one. With that being said, I am TechTuber and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys in my next video. You guys have a great day.